All right, Brother Holmes, before I answer that,
Okay.
let me first thank you
Oh, right on.
for what you do, man. Every single week, at least since January, being that sort of vessel of communication and providing an audience for alums and friends of Bethune-Cookman to be able to tune in and doing it on your own too,
Yeah.
with the support of a couple of people, the MVPs and several others. So hats off to you, man, for this kind of platform. And that's why,
Thank you.
when we were thinking about how to introduce myself to the community, my first thought was, let's go Brother Holmes first, and then we'll hit everybody else.
Listen, that was our very own Dr. Albert Mosley and I talking last week. And listen, people, I was it's taken me this amount of time just to like come down off of the high and the adrenaline of the moment that happened last Thursday night. And I'm still receiving messages. I'm still receiving like comments on posts and all these things about how well received the taping was, the live show was. And it's still a bit surreal. Like it took me 2 days. I didn't even watch the replay until like Monday. And I'll tell you why. I'm very critical of myself when it comes to anything marketing media that like has a direct effect on me, or if I did it or designed it or whatever it was. I'm very critical of myself. And so, excuse me, I knew the moment I watched it, I was going to turn off my gratitude and the honor that it was, and then I was going to turn my critical eye on, and I was going to start to look at what was wrong, what was right. But all that aside, I was really pleased by how it turned out. And before I jump into my thoughts about that experience, let me give a special shout out to Darian McCaskill. And I want to apologize to him on air because I should have gave them their due. He and his team, Cat Eye Network, their due at some point during the show. And let me explain to you why. He and I had talked on Monday or Tuesday prior to the recording, and we were trying to plan it, and we only really had 2 days to pull it together. And things happened on the Saturday after he was hired was when the discussion started to happen, and then Monday's here, and we kind of missed on Monday, and so now we just got Tuesday and Wednesday to figure this thing out. So when I tell you this thing happened very quickly, and so I would have been up a creek if I had to just do it by myself. But thankfully, the school saw the importance of the moment, and they gave me Darian McCaskill and the Cat Eye Network. For those of you that watch all of the football broadcasts, and like Darian McCaskill was the guy who started it, and they lent their time. There was 4 or 5 students, former students, helpers around setting up cameras and lighting and wiring and getting us set up. When I walked in, and I was just like, oh crap. And that was when it kind of hit me, that how big of a moment it was. And so I'm like so thankful to Darian and the Cat Eye Network for helping me pull this together, because I couldn't have done it without them at all. So I just want to publicly, because I missed it on Thursday, I was trying so much in my head that I just forgot to mention them, and I thanked a bunch of other people and forgot to thank them. So all right, I just had to say that. It was the experience was great, and so I just wanted to share, I think, my initial thoughts on what I thought was a good first meeting for Dr. Mosley and myself. And we sat and we talked beforehand, not so much so because we didn't. I didn't want to ruin our live discussion by doing all of the small talk beforehand, but because then it makes the live discussion a little too produced. And I really wanted us to be able to feel like we were talking for the first time, and me learn things about him in real time and react in real time. And I think that was kind of what we got. And I had some jitters and some nerves in the beginning. But let me tell you something, man. He is as advertised. He has a very warm spirit, and I felt you just don't know how you're going to act around high caliber people. And I don't care how high you are as a person or whatever. Like there's always somebody higher. And it's not like I didn't feel like I didn't belong in the room, but I think it was everything. It was him. This was his first time, I believe, back on campus since his interviews. And this would have been his first time on campus and in a public appearance since being named president, which was huge. That I was the person sitting across from him in Whitehall. So all of that was just kind of in the atmosphere. And while I was thankful for it, again, the weight of the moment every now and then kind of, it made me a little bit nervous. So the start of the discussion was kind of me just getting the nerves out. And once we got going, I got more comfortable. And I think most of you saw my natural personality come out. Not that I'm some big, y'all know me. For people who know, like what you see is what you get. Like I'm the same person on camera as I am off camera. I'm even keel, very chill. And I can say the same about Dr. Mosley. He and I have very similar personalities. And that's why I think the discussion went the way it went. I think that was why I was able to walk away from meeting him feeling like, yeah, this guy's going to work. And because he and I have very similar disposition. He's also a very static individual. Like he doesn't get too excited and he doesn't get too uptight. He just kind of cruises in that sweet spot, at least from what I saw. And the beautiful thing was after the taping, and obviously I was teasing with people like I was so nervous pretty much the whole time, but I did get more comfortable. But I just wanted to go well. I wanted to make him look as good as he could during his first appearance. And again, I think for the most part we achieved that. But I was teasing. I had called one of my buddies like after the show, and I told him, I said, listen, it was so crazy because I had my note cards, questions, and I felt like I had asked like 6 or 7 questions. And I feel like we had been talking for like, it had to have been 30 minutes. And I like looked at my watch and it was like 8:10. And I was like, oh my gosh, I still got like 35 minutes more to go. But it felt like we had already talked for so long. But that's just the nature of like your nerves kind of playing mind tricks on you. But he was great. Sitting around and kicking it with him after the show, talking with him afterwards, and just, it was a really feel good moment for me personally. And I think everybody felt the same way with him once they got the chance to sit and talk with him during the downtime. And again, I think he's as advertised. His heart seems pure. His energy seems warm and light. He seems like he's got a plan to put things in place and to keep things going. One of the questions, there were 2 questions that I did not get a chance to ask that I wish I would have. And maybe we can follow up on these when he and I connect again. But it would have been, I didn't really touch on the board that much, but I would like to know how has the relationship felt between himself and the board. Obviously, he hasn't taken office yet, but I know that they've been talking, and I know he's dealt with some of the members during the process, and just to know like his initial thoughts about the board, because that's the most critical piece. And then the second thing is his cabinet, right? How long does he foresee it taking to fill out his cabinet, and maybe any hints on what he thinks that may look like. Because I think a lot of people would like to see who will make up the new leadership, because it's not going to be just him, right? There's going to be He's got to hire VPs and provosts and deans and all of this stuff. Like he's got to fill out some roles, and I'm sure some of the people who are already there, I don't think he'll completely turn over the leadership, but I know he'll probably shift some things around. He'll pull some people in from different expertise in areas. So it'll be interesting to see who the leadership will be at the institution. And I think that's probably what I'm most excited about, like the next milestone, right? Because again, it won't be just him. He'll be the leader, but he's only going to be as strong as the people he puts around him. So again, it's going to be exciting to see how that looks. And I feel like he'll have good people around him just because of how he is. And so yeah, those are like kind of my initial thoughts, man. I think he was great. I can't wait. I cannot wait for most of you to get around him, to meet him, and you can see for yourself what I was able to see and able to feel just by being with him. And I know some people may not have the opportunity to get as close to him as I did for as long as I did. Most of us in the normal times, you're seeing him and you get to shake his hand, talk to him for a couple of minutes, and then he's on to the next person or to the next event. So again, I was thankful for the little bit of time I got, the extended time that I had with him during his initial appearance. And because I didn't take it for granted because I don't know when I'm going to be in a room with him again. He's got a big job ahead of him. And so, again, I'm just thankful for that opportunity. And so, yeah, man, it was great. And let me tell y'all something. The people who showed up for it, thank you all so much. The support from to the show and the support from alumni and the community and friends and family has been nothing short of just amazing. And I'm so thankful for y'all. I'm so thankful for my real MVPs, the people who up to this point have been contributing to the show. And listen, I misspoke. I know I said on Thursday during the show that I wouldn't have any more shows until August. I completely misspoke. That is true for the live show. I won't have any live shows until August. There's still a lot of things happening between now and then that we'll need to talk about. So I want to make sure that you guys are still caught up. So I'm not going to leave y'all hanging during this period of time. I'm not going black. As you can see me today. I'm just not live. And the shows will be short form videos. As I get information, as I get news, I'll pop on and I'll say, this is what's happening. This is what I heard. This is what so-and-so did, or this new hire, this, that, for the next, 6 to 8-ish weeks. That's what it'll be. Just quick hit 10-minute, 15-minute videos just to keep you guys informed, just to make sure you guys know what's going on, because although the schools, the school year's 10 months, right, there's still 2 other months that a lot of things happen during that time. So we want to make sure you guys are still in the know. So again, I'm not going nowhere. I'm just not doing the live show on Thursdays. Those take it's an hour-long show. I have to plan it days in advance. It's a much more heavier lift than the normal. What I'm doing now, this is quick. I can talk. Eventually, I'll have different screens and B-roll video and all this mumbo jumbo that y'all probably don't even care about. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And that was just the last live show until August, once school season gets back picked up, football season gets rolling around, homecoming. Then we're gonna be on our normal schedule. All right, before we go, again, if I'll also just keep acknowledging my real MVPs. I didn't do it today, but I will as we get going and I kind of figure out this new format. But you can always give to the show. We still need your help. We're still growing. We still have small operating expenses that, again, if I can have help and support and contributions from everybody, doesn't matter the size, it helps me. I'll make sure you guys are properly acknowledged for contributing, as I always do. So if you want to do that, you got the link right there, or the thing at not at $the ad BCU. please contribute to the show if you can. If you can't contribute to the show, contribute to the school, right? Either or works, but the school first, of course. But if you got a little bit left over, shoot us $5-10. That helps. Thank you for a good run. Thank you for the support during the show. Getting close to my time, so I'm just going to end it here. To anything else that I need to talk about, there is one other thing. I don't want to park it, but I may have to park here for a second. Not for long, but just so we know, there was a post in the BCU grads group about the school getting funding for $17 million. Just so we know, back in 2019, that was it 2019 or it might have been 2021, I think. That they restructured. We went to the state and we asked for recurring funds so that we could help pay off some of the dorm debt that we still had on our backs. And I believe it was like $90 million. And I think they're probably just chipping away at it here and there. But there was no way we would have been able to pay off that dorm, what we owed, and run the school. So we needed some support from the state. And as a result of it, we were able to get recurring funds of $17 million per year. So they've been giving us that for the last several years. So the people that are thinking this was like a one-time thing, it wasn't. We've been getting this for several years now. And what's important is that we have to, this is what I mean when I say we got to learn how to play nice with conservatives that are currently running the state. You may not like all their policies, right? But they hold the purse and they're going to dictate what we get as a school. If anything, we're private. We're not like, we don't have to get anything. Like, we're not entitled to anything. But we have people that are speaking on our behalf, people on our board speaking on our behalf to Ron DeSantis and the Florida's Board of Governors and all of these other people who actually make the decisions to give us $17 million a year. And each of the Florida schools of the HBCUs get a little bit. I think Edward Waters and Florida Memorial get slightly less than we get because they're smaller private institutions. And then A&M gets, obviously, their state school. They get like 100 and something million, but it's a much bigger institution, and they're going to get the benefit of being a state school. So that's just what it is. But what we're able to get from the state is significant. Like, that is how we've been able to kind of stay afloat these last few years. That's why it's important that alumni continue to give, because it all will count it all joy at the end of the day. And so I'm thankful for the state. I'm thankful to Ron DeSantis. You don't have to agree with his politics, but you can't deny them giving us $17 million a year in recurring funds has not helped our institution, because it has. And those are for operating expenses. So that's to pay salaries. That's to upkeep the school, like all those things. So it's very important. All right. And that's all I want to say. I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you all next time. It may not be next Thursday. It may be Monday. It may be on Tuesday. It'll be a video whenever I feel like I need to come on and share some information with y'all. All right. And yeah, we done. Peace.